Hey guys, welcome back to another video here from the 2024 Mama Spring Rally. Behind me, I have the refreshed 2025 Genesis GV80 in its top 3.5 liter turbocharged prestige trim level, which tops just over $80,000 as seen behind me. Now in this video, we're gonna do a quick walk around tour of this GV80, as well as take it on a very quick test drive, give you my initial driving impressions and driving review of this updated GV80. And I really haven't been behind the wheel of a recent Genesis product in quite some time, specifically their SUV. So I am very excited to check this one out in person and see what some of the changes they made for 2025 are in this model. And if you want to know everything that did change across every single trim level for the GV80, make sure to check out my dedicated changes video where I go trim by trim, tell you all of the changes over the outgoing 2024 GV80 and why one trim level might be better than the other depending on which features and options you really do like. So stay tuned, buckle up. There's a lot of helpful, useful information here in this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead, get right into it. So the GV80 in front of us is finished in the Storr Green exterior with the earth brown smoky leather interior. Now this is going to be an extra cost paint color in the GV80's lineup. However, as you can see here in direct sunlight, the green certainly has quite a bit of metallic flake and is a little bit on the darker side, but I absolutely do love this exterior color, especially when paired with that pretty bright brown leather interior. Now, looking at the 2025 updated GV80, you can see it looks very similar to that of the pre-facelift model with just a few tweaks here and there, and they certainly do look a little bit different when paired side by side, but staying by itself, it does look very modern, looks extremely handsome, and does resemble a little bit of the outgoing model. So at the front end, you will find revised LED headlights with your twin line LED daytime running light and turn signal in that housing right there, along with your multi-projector headlights, both low and high beam. You can see they are a very unique design and shape to them, and you can see all of the optics in there. Now in this prestige trim, you can see there is going to be a lot of the bright trim and chrome work as far as the revised front grille goes. The lower fascia right here with your front, rear, and side parking sensors. You have a nice amount of the black grille inserts in the bottom with that new revised chrome up top. Of course, there is the camera for the 360 surround view camera system, as well as the updated Genesis logo, which is more of a flat stainless steel with a little bit of gloss black accents. Absolutely looks fantastic, and I really like what Genesis has been doing over the last several years with many of their new products. Now, coming to the wheel and tire setup, this vehicle is going to be riding on 22-inch alloy wheels with a dark gunmetal and machine face. They are going to be riding on Michelin Primacy Tour AS tires in a 265 40 22-inch in size, so a very nice high quality all season from Michelin. You do get the LED turn signal integration here on the front fenders in the same twin line design from that of the headlamps, so it kind of flows in all one direction right here. Body color mirror caps with your cameras on the bottom, and the LED puddle lights, of course, for the Genesis products. And then here you can see at the bottom of the door, reflecting from the grass, is a nice large chrome strip that matches some of the other chrome trim around the windows. And then you do have the satin chrome up there for the roof rails for additional accessories if you do plan to carry any cargo on the roof itself. Of course, you do get Genesis proximity entry on all 4 door handles, and I believe this vehicle is going to be equipped with their latest digital key 2 technology, which supports iOS as well as Android compatible devices. And then there is going to be a sunroof equipped on this model as well over the front passengers. Now coming out back, you'll find more full LED lighting, of course, with your LED brake lights, turn signals up top, and then the reverse lights are going to be located towards the bottom of the rear bumper. All of that chrome trim, of course, flows to the back end with the revised rear bumper design and these little angles that kind of mimic an exhaust shape, despite there being no visible exhaust on this vehicle. Nice Genesis badging in the middle of the tailgate with your integrated camera, and then your release for the tailgate is going to be located cleverly here in the rear window wiper. And then the camera for the digital camera mirror is going to be up there with the nice slim line LED brake light, which is a very attractive design. So that's pretty much going to be it as far as the exterior. You can see this one is going to be an all-wheel drive equipped model. So you do get that badging here on the passenger side, and then there is a better look here in the direct sunlight of the lower front fascia there on the side of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and take a look on the inside before we get into our driving portion. So this one has the earthy brown and smoky interior, which is kind of an off green, if you will, kind of a grayish green with, of course, the nice brown accents. Very, very plush and nice materials here in this vehicle. Of course, one would expect that in a luxury vehicle over $80,000, but Genesis has been killing it with their interiors, and it really, really does show. So you have all the nice aluminum window controls. All 4 windows are going to be fully automatic: power windows, mirrors, locks, power folding mirrors. There's, of course, the 2-person memory seat with the Bang & Olufsen premium audio system in this one, and actually a good amount of lower door storage. Really do like this leather material that contrasts against the smoky accents. There's going to be the power driver seat with the relaxation, or I should say the massage functionality via that button right there. Power leg extension, power bolsters, and 4-way power lumbar among all the other adjustments. There's going to be, of course, the nice Napa leather seating surfaces with the quilted textured design. And there is a look at the revised dashboard. So stepping inside, there's going to be a lot of familiar aspects, but a few key differences with this updated, refreshed GV80. So you can see the 2-tone steering wheel with the darker greenish gray outside, the earthy brown airbag and inside trim. You do have the driver attention monitor here in front of the steering wheel, which monitors your face and eyes, make sure you're paying attention while behind the wheel of this vehicle. All of your adaptive cruise control safety systems here on the left side. Of course, this does have the Highway Drive Assist 2 functionality, or the equivalent from Hyundai here in Genesis. And then on the right side, you have your audio, multimedia, and infotainment controls, paddle shifters for the transmission on the back side. Of course, automatic headlights, auto high beam assist, all that good stuff, as well as your rain sensing wipers on the right side. To the left of the steering wheel, you have your gauge dimming, hill descent control, traction control off, power liftgate, electronic parking brake. Very, very unique textured kind of off-white trim along the dashboard. And then all of this is going to be very nice soft touch materials. You can see the heads-up display out there. And then coming here to the infotainment system, you can see this is entirely one LCD display from left to right. There's no gap in between. I forget the exact dimensions of this, but it is insanely stunning to see in person. And I like how they've kind of separated and left out any content here that kind of gets blocked by your steering wheel, and everything is laid out extremely nice, including the built-in navigation. The system does support wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and does have updated graphics with the latest hardware and UI behind the scenes. So looks fantastic, high resolution, really do like it. You see there is some of the navigation functionality in the middle. AC vents here on the middle of the center console. Of course, you have your small touchscreen portion for the climate controls with all the physical knobs and stuff on the outside. So you have volume, tune, dual zone automatic climate up front with, of course, more zones in the rear. Heated and ventilated front seats, 2-stage heated steering wheel. There is your air freshener scent. Strength button, so you can change that, looks like, between 3 different strengths, which is very, very cool. Map, navigation, radio, hard touch, I guess, touch capacitive buttons to bring up those items on the actual screen itself, which is very easy. You can see it works pretty well. Below that, USB-C only ports for charge and data, wireless charging pad here, 12-volt outlet. And then here in the center console, that kind of more off-white texture trim does continue on with your back home menu buttons. You can see these like crystal wrapped glass dials, which feel extremely premium, and that is also another method you can use to control the infotainment system, in addition to the touchscreen portionality or these hard touch shortcut buttons in the middle. Fingerprint sensor to activate. I believe you can start the vehicle with this if it is subscribed or registered under your actual user profile. There is the rotary gear shift with the dedicated park in the middle. Very, very premium looking thing, and this is absolutely stunning when you do see it in person. 2 good sized cup holders. Here's your drive mode select. You have all-wheel drive lock, 360 surround view camera, parking sensors on and off, engine stop start on and off. And there you can see this vehicle does have, of course, the augmented reality. So you can scroll around the outside of the Genesis. It looks like it is color keyed to the actual vehicle in this case, and looks fantastic. And this screen really does look nice and high resolution. You have a split center console, which I personally really do like. Up top, you do have a color coordinated headliner to this interior with the matching suede A-pillar trim. Very nice LED illumination. It does have the digital camera mirror with garage home link. Overhead, you do have a dedicated sunglasses holder, so great to see they're keeping that. LED illumination. You do have some of the Genesis connected services, SOS, as well as your power sunroof control. And you can see this is a split design with a front opening section, and of course the rear fixed glass with the power shade for rear occupants. So really nice opening, does open quite wide. We'll go ahead and close that back up. And yeah, that's a quick look here at the front seat. Let's go ahead and take a look out back. And then taking a look out back, all of the materials, of course, will follow through from the front. So you have manual side shades here on the door. It actually, I believe, is going to be a power design, excuse me. So those are power side shades controlled with that switch on the side. There's going to be more of that soft touch Napa leather material. And then coming to the second row, you do, of course, have the power bench seat with the power slide and recline functionalities. And then you can see all of the materials are going to be very, very premium. Color match seat belts, which looks fantastic. And then stepping inside, that's a look at the center dashboard. Out back, you do have heated and cooled second row seats with a third zone automatic climate control. Here are power adjustments to control the passenger seat from the back, USB-C charging, as well as a dedicated household like 115 volt outlet. Center armrests with 2 cup holders and additional storage space. Love to see that. Really nice, small premium touch there. You do have little mirrors for the second row in case you want to fix your makeup or do anything with a mirror and a little LED light. More LED lighting, grab handle on the left-hand side, little jacket or coat hangers finished in the silver accent on the B-pillar trim, of course, on both sides of the vehicle. And then taking a look out back, you can see there is going to be some more power adjustments, which we will get to here in a second. So absolutely fantastic, extremely comfortable experience here in the second row. And I love to see some of these power adjustments so you can get even more comfortable on those longer distance road trips. Now, opening the hatch is done via that small button right there. Of course, power liftgate, hands-free functionality, all that usual stuff that we see in GV80s. And taking a look at the cargo capacity, very spacious back here. No worry to see, you know, if you need additional space, you can fold those seats down here with the buttons. You have LED lighting, more speakers for that premium audio system, a 12 volt outlet, and there is going to be the way that you can fold those seats down. Of course, they are going to be fully power adjustments, so it does take a minute to go down, but you can push those up and down via those buttons. So good to see that. A little bit of underfloor storage if you do need it, so you can store the integrated retractable cargo shade down there. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it as far as the cargo capacity. Now, wrapping this video up before we get into the test drive portion on the passenger front seat, most of the adjustments will carry through from the driver's side. However, you do not get the leg extension, you just get the 4-way power lumbar. I apologize for my camera bag there. That's going to be a better look at the dashboard. Glove box is going to be lined with this nice felted accent, and then there is going to be nice leather materials throughout. So yeah, that's a look at the interior of the updated GV80. Let's go ahead and set some cameras up, take this vehicle for a spin, and see how it drives. So the power from the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 isn't going to be astounding by any means, especially for a vehicle of this size, but it is going to be absolutely plenty, especially for the average buyer out there. It has plenty of grunt. It actually sounds quite, you know, aggressive behind the wheel, and you know, definitely will put a smile on your face depending on the drive mode that you're in. And pressing that mechanical kickdown switch certainly does make a difference instead of, you know, just using the throttle under normal applications. But it gets up and goes, moves without any issues, and should definitely look into the 3.5 liter version of the GV80 if you're certainly concerned with how the vehicle performs and, you know, your day-to-day driving dynamics, if you want the most power available. But of course, there is also going to be the 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which has about 300 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, and that one certainly will be, you know, adequate for most buyers out there. But I think the way that I would choose is certainly going to be this twin turbo V6 for a little bit of additional grunt. Now, in terms of visibility behind the wheel, it's going to be actually very, very good despite the physical size of this vehicle. You have door-mounted mirrors, so you can see behind the mirror on the A-pillars on either side of the vehicle. Of course, you have the digital rear-view camera mirror on this particular vehicle, so you don't really have any obstructions out the back. But even flipping it down and using the normal mirror, really, even with the second row headrest, there is not a lot of obstruction and quite a large piece of glass for rear visibility. And then out the front, you do see a little bit of the hood depending on how you have the seat position. I do have the seat all the way down in my current configuration, and it's about right for where I would prefer it on a daily basis. And really, side visibility out the left and right, not bad either. So all around, visibility is certainly going to be a strong suit. You do have all 3 mirrors are going to be auto dimming, which is typically something does on Hyundai's highest end SUVs, as well as here on many of the trim levels of the GV80. And yeah, I like the interior ergonomics quite a lot. The materials are fantastic. All the nice silver kind of aluminum accented buttons looks fantastic. Contrasts extremely well against this interior color. And you know, the touch controls for the HVAC seats and, you know, the HVAC system in general is very easy to use as well. So interior in this vehicle is fantastic, and I think it matches the overall, you know, sense of design, style, and who the target buyer for a lot of Genesis products really is. You want to stand out, you want to be bold in your statement, but also don't want something that's so extreme that you know, you'll be standing out from a crowd. This vehicle is, I think, accomplishes the task of Genesis personality and brand identity extremely well, and I think all of the updates that they did for the 2025 model year certainly even enhanced that even further. But going over these train tracks and, you know, a little bit of rough pavement, the suspension soaks it up with ease. There is a very smooth riding vehicle. Does have a little bit of body lean, you know, depending on how you are driving the vehicle, but this vehicle is not tuned to be the sportiest out there. We can go ahead and change the drive mode into sport, which will change the digital cluster if you have it linked to the drive mode. And I'm not exactly sure if this vehicle has adaptive dampers on it, but if it does, it will certainly stiffen up the chassis, the steering response, some of those other characteristics to make it, you know, the most sporty and engaging that you can make a vehicle like this. But I'm just very blown away and impressed by Genesis as a brand and what they've, you know, accomplished over the last, you know, 5 years or so, really, since the brand has really gotten its identity and footing as these new next generation products have taken a hold in the market. And I think this vehicle is very popular for a good reason and, you know, a solid value. It certainly, you know, stands out in terms of some of the other luxury, you know, mid-size 2-row SUVs that are currently available. So I know that was a very, very brief and very quick drive of this vehicle, but we are currently running out of time, and I want to give you just my overall quick driving impressions of the 2025 Genesis GV80 here at the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it and or found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button below. It really helps out the channel's videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to check out that dedicated changes video on everything that is changing across the GV80's lineup for the 2025 refresh. Very interesting tweaks, but overall, most of the things do remain the same. They did add a handful of new options and features depending on, you know, the trim level that you're looking at, such as the heated armrest availability and stuff like that. Overall, really do still think the GV80 is a solid value and one you should consider looking at an SUV like this. So yeah, huge thanks to Genesis for sending this vehicle out here to the 2024 Mama Spring Rally. But hopefully I can get some Genesis vehicles to test out for a week-long review. Really would like that, and I think it would be beneficial for those that are interested in Genesis vehicles and hearing my overall thoughts on it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below of the GV80 and all of the changes that they made for this model year. Which trim level would you get if you were interested in buying a Genesis or a GV80 for yourself? Leave all that down in the comment section below. And with all that being said, I appreciate the support and hope to see you guys in the next one.